Hello everyone, I'm back with the second unit of your VAC Reading in Indian Fiction. This unit is about Anandamath written by Bankim Chandra Chatterjee. In English, it was translated by Sri Aurobindo and Barindra K. Ghosh. The points of discussion in your syllabus are as follows: the patriotism and nationalism, the song Bande Matram, the elements of history and romance, issues of gender, natural calamity, genre of text and feature film, and Bankim Chatterjee's famous Anand Mat. Okay, so without wasting any further time, let's begin. It is translated by, I told you, Sri Aurobindo and Barindra K. Ghosh. It is a significant work of Indian English literature. It is written in Bengali originally in the year 1882, and it gained prominence or significance for its depiction of patriotism, spirituality, and the struggle against colonial rule. It is set during the late 18th century Bengal famine. Famine is सूखा पड़ जाना. Okay, and it revolves around a fictionalized version of sannyasi rebellion. So, we'll be dealing about the summary of this Anand Mart as well as the uh, things mentioned in your syllabus. Everything will be covered. Just wait and listen to everything. And wherever you find it out, you can drop it below in the comments. Anand Mart, written by Bankim Chandra Chatterjee, he translated it into English by Sri Aurobindo and Barindra K. Ghosh. It is a historical and patriotical novel set during the late 18th century amidst the Bengal famine and the rise of anti colonial sentiment in India. It intertwines with the theme of patriotism, sacrifice, and spiritual nationalism with elements of history and romance, making it one of India's most celebrated literary works. Why so? श्री औरबिंदो जो थे उनके नाम पर दिल्ली यूनिवर्सिटी का एक कॉलेज भी है, माइंड यू. ओके, ये एक पैट्रियाटिक और हिस्टोरिकल नॉवल है. लेट 18th सेंचुरी में लिखी गई है, बंगाल फेमाइन के वक्त लिखी गई है. एंटी कॉलोनियल यानी ब्रिटिशर्स के खिलाफ वाले सेंटिमेंट्स हैं इसमें. ठीक है, तो बेसिकली इसमें सैक्रिफाइस है, पैट्रियाटिज्म है और स्पिरिचुअल नेशनलिज्म है. ओके, द प्लॉट ओवरव्यू. It begins with a depiction of devastating Bengal famine, which leaves villages desolate and families struggling for survival. Can you just try to picture this? कि एक बंगाल है, ठीक है, वहाँ पे सब सूखा पड़ रखा है, विलेजर्स सब डेजोलेट हो रखे हैं, यानी सब अलग अलग हो गए हैं, फैमिलीज सर्वाइवल जीने के लिए दे आर स्ट्रगलिंग. Amid this backdrop, the protagonist Mahendra and his wife Kalyani, they attempt to flee their famine-stricken village. ठीक है, the main protagonist is Mahendra, and who's his wife Kalyani. They both are attempting to flee their famine-stricken village. However, they both are separated during the journey, marking the beginning of series of dramatic events. मतलब हीरो और उसकी वाइफ कल्याणी, ये जो पूरी विलेज की मदद करने चले थे, they both get separated, and this begins the journey of series of dramatic events, right? Mahendra encounters a band of sannyasis who are part of a secret revolutionary group dedicating to liberating India from British colonial rule. This group, led by enigmatic leader Satyendra, operates from their headquarters, Anandamath, a forest monastery. They're guided by the spiritual belief in the motherland as a divine entity, symbolized by the song Bande Matram, which inspires devotion and courage. तो महेंद्र जब अपनी वाइफ से अलग हो गया है, वो एक सन्यासीस के ग्रुप से मिला है जो एक सीक्रेट रेवोल्यूशनरी ग्रुप चला रहे हैं इंडिया को फ्री करने के लिए ब्रिटिशर्स से. उनका जो लीडर है वो कौन है? सत्यानंदा, हु इज ऑपरेटिंग फ्रॉम द हेडक्वार्टर्स. आनंदमंद क्या है? एक फॉरेस्ट मोनास्ट्री है जहाँ ये लोग में भी रहते हैं. दे आर गाइडेड बाय द स्पिरिचुअल बिलीफ इन द मदरलैंड एज अ डिवाइन एंटिटी. And what song is driving motivation out of them? It's the Bande Matram in Bengali and the Vande Matram in Hindi. That is the national song of India. Kalyani, after being rescued by the sannyasi, she reunites with Mahendra and Anandamath. Both become deeply involved in this revolutionary cause. They meet other key figures, including Jibananda, a fearless sannyasi warrior, and his wife Shanti, a bold and resourceful woman who later disguises herself as a man to fight alongside the revolutionaries. The sannyasis, they are motivated by their unwavering love for their motherland. They launch a series of attacks against the British forces. The novel portrays their heroic sacrifices and determination, emphasizing that the freedom of nation it requires selflessness and unity. However, it also explores the moral and spiritual dilemmas faced by the characters as they must balance personal desires with their duty and motherland. ठीक है, जो सन्यासीज हैं वो अपने मदरलैंड के टुवर्ड्स बहुत सारे अटैक, दे वर सो अनवेवरिंग, इज लाइक इट्स वेरी अनफिल्टर्ड लव, दे डोंट वांट एनीथिंग फ्रॉम their मदरलैंड इन रिटर्न. दे लॉन्च अ सीरीज ऑफ अटैक्स अगेंस्ट ब्रिटिशर्स. इट portrays उनके heroic sacrifice, their determination, and the moral and spiritual dilemmas that are faced by characters as they have to balance between their personal desires as well as their duty towards the motherland. Okay, this is the summary of your Anand Mutt in very short. It's much more if you go into the depth. The important things for your exam are the themes of it. Number one is the patriotism and nationalism. It highlights the spirit of self sacrifice and devotion to one's motherland. It portrays the characters who dedicate their lives to freeing their country from oppression, symbolizing the early stirrings of Indian nationalism. Now, 18th century में लिखी गई है ये novel, तो definitely it's the early national, the early rise. If you don't remember this word, you can use the early rise of Indian nationalism. It is the prominent depiction of it. The work is one of the earliest literary texts to blend patriotism with spiritual awakening. Spiritual कैसे? क्योंकि the main people here are the sannyasi. It envisions India as a divine mother, Bharat Mata, who must be worshipped and liberated from these colonial rule. The characters in the book, particularly the monks, they represent this ideology. The rebel monks, the sannyasi in Anandamath, they are not just warriors, but they are also spiritual leaders who inspire others to take up the cause for India's freedom. The fight against the British in East India Company is both physical as well as ideological. The message that these rebel monks want to give is the unity, the courage, and the importance of sacrificing individual desires for the greater good of the nation. That's what army people do. For the greater good of the nation, they sacrifice their own personal desires. Okay, in novel में पूरे time you'll find there are a lot of crossroads that the characters have to face. कि घर वापस चलें, अपनी माँ को बचाएं, देश को बचाएं. There are many crossroads. Okay, the song Bande Matram, the heart of this novel. The hymn featured in Anandman, it is a tribute to India personified as a divine mother. It celebrates India's beauty, glory, and resilience. Impact on Indian freedom circle. It became a rallying cry for Indian nationalists during the freedom movement. It inspired many revolutionaries and was later adopted as the national song of India. And so now you will never forget this is the national song of India and not the national anthem. Spiritual and nationalistic blend. The song combines with spiritual devotion with patriotism, making it a unique and powerful symbol of struggle against the foreign rule. स्पिरिचुअल और नेशनल ब्लेंड कैसे हो रहा है? क्योंकि इस नॉवल में पैट्रियोटिज्म तो दिखा ही रहे हैं, बट क्योंकि हम पैट्रियोटिज्म में हमेशा गन्स दिखा रहे थे या फिर गांधी जी दिखा रहे थे, दिस इज समवेयर बिटवीन इट, कि ये लोग मॉन्क्स भी हैं और ये रेबिलियस भी हैं. तो ये पैट्रियोटिज्म भी दिखा रहे हैं और स्पिरिचुअलिज्म भी दिखा रहे हैं. Controversy भी है. Despite its widespread influence, it sparked debates over its religious undertone as it invoked Hindu deities which some felt, मतलब obviously उस टाइम पे हिंदू मुसलमान भाई भाई थे, आज की तरह इतने अलग और डिवाइडेड नहीं थे सब. तो उस टाइम पे बहुत लोगों ने बोला कि केवल हिंदू भगवान और हिंदू लोगों को दिखाया गया है इस नॉवल में। तो बहुत लोगों ने इस नॉवल का क्रिटिसिज्म भी किया कि क्या केवल हिंदू लोग ही हैं क्या भारत में, ओके, इन दैट वे, बिकॉज पीपल जस्ट वांटेड ना डिबेट्स की किसी भी नॉवल पे, राइट। Elements of history and romance. The novel is set against the backdrop of 1770 Bengal famine, the Sannyasi rebellion. These real historical events, they provide the foundation for fictional narrative. Remember, this is fiction. This is not real, but it is set against a real backdrop. While the novel deals with harsh realities like famine and colonial oppression, it romanticizes the fight for freedom. The bravery and the heroism of the rebels both are depicted in an almost legendary manner. The personal relationships and patriotism. It also incorporates romantic elements to the relationship between Mahendra and Kalyani. The love story highlights the tension between personal desires and patriotic duty. पर्सनल रिलेशनशिप भी है। मैंने बोला तुम्हें क्रॉस रोड क्या होता है कि या तो तुम्हें फैमिली के पास जाने का एक ऑप्शन दे रही हूँ मैं, सेकंड में बोल रही हूँ तुम जाओ अपनी लाइफ को सैक्रिफाइस करो अपने नेशन के लिए। तो बहुत जगह तुम्हें देखिएगा कि महेंद्र और कल्याणी का जो लव रिलेशनशिप है वो इस वजह से हैम्पर हो रहा है या उनको चॉइस लेनी पड़ रही है। बैलेंसिंग लव एंड ड्यूटी. It symbolizes the sacrifice required to achieve a greater cause. For instance, Kalani supports her husband's decision to join the rebellion even though her personal happiness is at stake. Still, this brave Kalyani, she sacrifices her personal happiness for this greater cause. The representation of women. What are the issues? They are portrayed as both supportive and active participants. ठीक है, सपोर्टिव कैरेक्टर्स भी हैं, एक्टिव पार्टिसिपेंट्स भी हैं आनंद मठ में, ठीक है। इन द नेशनलिस्ट कॉज कैरेक्टर्स लाइक कल्याणी है, शांति है, दे ब्रेक स्टीरियोटाइप्स ऑफ द पासिव सबमिसिव वुमेन। अभी तक वुमेन वर लाइक खाना पकाओ हमारे लिए बस, बट पहली बार they were seen as active participants in such a big revolution. She represents the ideal Indian woman who, Kalyani, ठीक है, who devoted her time self sacrificing and deeply, मतलब most of the time you will find her sacrificing in the novel. She wants to endure hardship for her husband and the rebellion shows her strength. Definitely उस टाइम पे, ठीक है, ये अगर हम आज भी देखें तो फेमिनिस्ट आर नॉट लाइक कि मेन और वेमेन इक्वल है, दे डोंट से मेन एंड वेमेन आर इक्वल in the terms of physical strength. No, we don't. Obviously men are greater in terms of physical strength, okay, but you'll find ki the sacrifice they are making is much much greater than the physical strength required during that movement. Shanti, there's another character, Shanti. She is another prominent female character who disguises herself as a monk to fight alongside the rebels. Her courage and determination, they challenge the traditional gender roles, portraying that women as equally capable of contributing to the nationalist cause. Very important thing. This for Shanti, she disguises herself as a monk to fight alongside the rebels. The gender and nationalism. The novel uses female characters to symbolize Bharat Mata, Mother India. Their strength and sacrifice, they are paralleled with the suffering and resilience of nation itself. Okay, इसमें हमने भारत, अभी तक हम भारत बोलते थे, पहली बार भारत माता जैसा फिगर आया था लाइक मदर इंडिया. इट वॉज पैरेलल्ड विद द सफरिंग एंड रेजिलेंस ऑफ द नेशन itself, right? What was the natural calamity? It began with, so sorry, the national calamity, it began with the 1770 famine in Bengal, which caused widespread death and suffering. It serves as a backdrop of the story, highlighting the economic exploitation of India under the British rule. कैसे 1770 में बंगाल का जो फैमिन था उसने हाईलाइट किया था द इकोनॉमिक एक्सप्लॉयटेशन ऑफ इंडिया अंडर ब्रिटिश रूल. इट क्रिएट्स द कंडीशंस फॉर रेबेलियन. इट पुशेस पीपल लाइक महेंद्र एंड कल्याणी टू लीव देयर होम्स एंड जॉइन द सन्यासी मूवमेंट. ठीक है, बहुत सारी मतलब फैक्टर्स हो गए थे. देखो क्या हो गया था कि फैमाइन चल रही है, मतलब सूखा पड़ा है गाँव, वहाँ ब्रिटिशर्स टैक्स पे टैक्स कलेक्ट कर रहे हैं, इंडिगो मूवमेंट चल रहा था, बहुत सारे ऐसे फैक्टर्स हो गए थे कि फिगर्स लाइक महेंद्र कल्याणी उन लोगों को घर छोड़कर सन्यासी मूवमेंट करना पड़ा। जो ये सिंबल है यहाँ ड्रॉट का, वो है द डिस्ट्रक्शन ब्रॉट बाय द कॉलोनिज्म। Just as the land suffers from drought, people suffer from British oppression. Okay, role in the narrative. The family set the stage for the moral and spiritual awakening of the characters, emphasizing the need for collective action to restore the nation's health and prosperity. What is the genre of the text? हिस्टोरिकल फिक्शन भी है, रोमांस भी है, पॉलिटिकल एलिगरी भी है, इसमें मिथ भी है, लेजेंड भी है। मतलब व्हाट इज़ अ गुड नॉवल इन योर सेंस? आई डोंट नो अबाउट यू, बट आई फील एक मेरे लिए नॉवल वो है जिसमें बहुत सारे थीम्स हैं, जिसमें मुझे फिक्शन भी मिल रहा है, रोमांस भी मिल रहा है, पॉलिटिकल एलिगरी भी मिल रही है, मिथ भी है, लेजेंड भी है, बहुत सारे। इट्स both inspirational as well and it's entertaining also. You won't feel bored while reading it. It has been adapted into films and other media, each offering a different interpretation. 1950 में एक हिंदी फिल्म आनंद मर्द डायरेक्टेड बाय हेमंत गुप्ता was also released. That if you get time, then you should watch it. You know, you'll feel connected to this subject. How can you compare it with the film though? Now obviously cinema का version visualizes the storytelling, making the rebellion patriotic themes more accessible. However, However, the films may simplify or alter aspects of novel to appeal to contemporary audiences. Both the novel and its adaptation they continue to inspire discussions about nationalism, identity, and the role of art in shaping political movement. Now, Bankim Chandra Anandamath is a landmark in Indian literature. It offers a powerful narrative of patriotism and sacrifice. Through its theme of nationalism, gender equality, and historical realism, it presents a vision of India that continues to resonate. The inclusion of Bande Bharat as central element, it underscores the novel's lasting impact on the Indian freedom movement. Okay, so whether studied as a literary work, a historical document, or a source of inspiration, it remains a timeless example of how fiction can shape and reflect a nation ethos. ये सब जो लिखा है, these lines, you don't need to remember each and everything. The purpose of this is for exams. You should know the basic storyline कि क्या हो रहा है. द थीम्स आर वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. और एग्ज़ाम में बहुत जनरल क्वेश्चन आएगा कि कैसे पैट्रियोटिज्म आनंद मठ में जो दिखा है वो आज भी वैलिड है. विल बी डिस्कसिंग अ PYQ ऑफ इट वेरी सून. यू शुड जस्ट, जो मैंने पढ़ाया है, यू डोंट, आई डेंट एक्सप्लेन ईच एंड एवरी line because you don't need to remember each and every line. You should pick up some lines from this paragraphs, remember it for the exams. Any doubts, you can comment below. I wish you all the very best for your examination.